In this part 2 of the unboxing, we're gonna take a look at the Moondrop NEKOCAKE as well as the Earfun Free Pro 2. Let's get into it. Selamat pagi! Good morning everyone, Kenneth here and welcome to the part 2 of Said That Again. This is the second part of the unboxing. The first part, I unboxed some of the IEMs from Moondrop Kato as well as the BGV PDN3 right here. Both are excellent earbuds. You should check that video out. And yeah, in this video, we're gonna unbox this instead and compare it to the Feel T1 Pro, which is basically a successor to this, as well as the Moondrop NEKOCAKE, and compare it to the Sparks, which is the first true wireless earbuds from Moondrop. Exciting stuff right here. Don't forget to subscribe for the full reviews of all these earbuds and IEMs. Leave a like, and if you want to buy any of these earbuds, go ahead down below and use the affiliate links. It will really help me support the channel. Not taking any more of your time, let's get started with the Moondrop NEKOCAKE right now. So, this is the second earbuds coming out of Moondrop, and this one comes in at $80. So it's actually cheaper than the Moondrop Sparks that came before, but it does feature ANC, which is very cool. So I'm looking forward to test this out and compare it to some of the similar earbuds at around this price. I mean, these are pretty much more expensive, but the Earfun Air Pro 2, some of the best earbuds that could go as low as $55. And this is the Redmi Buds 3 Pro. Not the most amazing when it comes to ANC, but it's starting to grow on me. I start to like this so very much. So taking a look at the round of box here, we can see that we have some measurements right here, and as you can see, this typical Moondrop, it doesn't stray too much from their VDSF tuning, but instead this time we have some more bass boost there, and let's see how this compares to the Sparks later on. So as for the codec, it supports SBC and AAC. It does have USB Type-C for charging, 4 hours of playtime on the earbuds, 12 hours total with the case. So not the longest battery life ever there, but if that 4 hours is with ANC on, then that would be perfectly serviceable. Okay, so let's take a look at the box now. Again, beautiful artwork as always. I think I said that like basically every time I unbox any Moondrop product. But yeah, we can see that at this price, they really need to do some cost saving. So as you can see here, these are all like very simple packaging, but I mean, these are perfectly fine by me. So taking my first impression of the case, this has about the same design language as the Moondrop Sparks that came before it. Let me take the case off. So this one comes in slightly like smaller there, as you can see, but it's not like that drastically smaller. So it does go like less wide but just as tall, and also it is smaller on like this side. So overall it takes up less volume on your pocket, but it basically has about the same design right there. Then we have like some specifications, and the battery inside here isn't so big. It's only 380 mAh, so that's why it only provides 3 more charges to the earbuds. And we have some LED light there in front with a Neko there, and this LED lights up every time you open the case, which is good. So it tells you green means full battery, and then if it's like almost out of juice, then it's going to be red. We've got the same texture at the top of the case, just like how it is before, but right now it's no longer a matte, like soft to touch plastic finish, but instead it's just like, you know, just your standard plastic basically. So let's take a look at the earbuds themselves now. And yeah, funnily enough, this reminds me a lot of how a Feel earbud looks. So we've got this squared off stem right here, and then an AirPods Pro style earbuds right here. So yeah, it's okay, but by the looks of it, we don't have any microphone here, which is good, because with the Feel CC Pro, you cannot help but keep on touching the microphone every time you want to tap and control the music, which is a total disaster. So good job on Moondrop right there. They put the mic down here as well as up here, perhaps for the transparency mode if they have one. But yeah, this is a super light earbud, surprisingly. Maybe the battery isn't that big inside. We've got a metal mesh there, which is very nice, so it helps with the longevity of the earbuds. Also, the ear tips themselves are an oval shaped one, so usually they fit better in the ear because our ear are not perfectly round, like those kind of idea. All right, so let's try and put this into the case, and we'll see how it charges. No LED on the earbuds so far, and the LED there still lights up green. As far as the lid goes, you know, there is no resistance or anything on the hinge. Yeah, it's fine, you know. It's just like how it is on the Moondrop Sparks, but there is actually some resistance here, whereas here it closes very easily. We'll see if that becomes a problem or not later on. So we've got a button at the back of the case here, and this is used to check the battery level, or actually what I'm guessing is it also puts the earbuds onto pairing mode. Let's try and hold it for 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5. There you go. It blinks white right now, which means it is pairing. We're gonna take a look at the pairing and, you know, take a listen in a bit. But for now, let's see what else do we have inside the box. So we've got a pretty short cable. It's not like terribly short, so hopefully this is still like the usable kind, and also some more ear tips, you know, some small, medium, and large ear tips. So it's not only like 3 sizes, but 4 sizes for you to choose from. Once again, I have to stress, because this earbud has ANC in it, you really have to pick the best fit for your ears. If not, you will have a subpar experience with your sound quality as well as the ANC. All right, so other than that, we've got some that is so cute, you know, like even the font right here is like playful kind, which is very nice. And we've got the English manuals right here, so that is very nice. And we can see right here, to turn on the noise cancellation, you just hold one side for 1 second. All right, it is time to pair this to my phone right now. And, you know, for the first time pairing, I think it's there already. Just, you know, open the case and it'll go into pairing by itself. So pairing is, you know, very easy and simple. You just tap on that, and right now it is connected. Let's turn AAC on because this only supports SBC and AAC. I want to walk you through the Moondrop Link app customization a little bit. So as you can see here, this supports the app customization. So you can customize the EQ just as usual. You have 5 options right there. There's going to be Balance, Moondrop Classic, X Dynamic, No Bass, and Venabusto, whatever that is. And you can also customize the touch sensor right there. And unfortunately, there is no volume control, but as you can see, double tap on the left side, right side, that's going to be next to our previous song. Play pause is 1 tap, voice assistant, that's triple tap, and for enabling ANC and disabling ANC, there's going to be a long hold or either side. It seems like that we don't have transparency mode, which is a shame actually. But anyway, maybe the NEKOCAKE could redeem itself by the sound quality. We're gonna check it out later. And you can always customize these into whatever tap you want, because, you know, just tap on that and then change it to whatever you like. Okay, I think it turns on with ANC on by default. I don't know how I can say this, but even the voice prompt, how can I say this? Even oh my god, the voice prompt sounds like a cat person. That's how I can say. Oh my god, oh my. Okay, anyway, it starts with ANC on, which is great, and with ANC on, yeah, it does a very good job at the moment. I have my AC on right now, and it pretty much blocks like 90% of the AC sound, which is good. There is a little hissing, but it's not too much. I think like whenever you play a song, like you will completely forget about it. I want to compare the ANC to the other earbuds that I have right here. First, the Earfun Air 2. Okay, so it seems like the Earfun Air Pro 2 has that same amount of like background hissing, just very little right there, but it does block the AC noise fully now. And also my voice, you know, it starts to lose its bass, whereas the NEKOCAKE, they don't block my voice as much. Okay, let's check out the Redmi Buds 3 Pro now. Again, it does have that slight hiss of noise cancellation, which, you know, easily disappears when you play any music. Okay, I think this performs similarly to the NEKOCAKE, but it does a slightly better job blocking the AC noise. Yeah, slightly, ever so slightly better there. But otherwise, they have about the same quality. But yeah, about the same kind of performance that you'd expect from something at this price, around 50 bucks, right? Remember, the Earfun Air Pro usually retails for 80 bucks. But now, let's compare the sound quality and see how they compare. Okay, so compared to the Redmi Buds 3 Pro right here, again, this is, it grows on me. The sound quality here is pretty good. Like, it's a pretty balanced sound with clear and pretty forward vocals. It feels like the NEKOCAKE here put the vocals a little bit more backwards, but it does have like a slightly more open sound stage. Separation and detail wise, I think they are similar. Their first attempt at like an ANC earbuds, I mean, it's not bad for the price, right? Especially when, this retails for like $50 and you're gonna compare it to like others from the back in the early days like Halo T16 or QCY HT01. These are gonna blow them away. In terms of volume, these are slightly louder when compared to the Redmi Buds 3 Pro. You know what? I'm gonna compare one more time to the Earfun Air Pro 2 and we'll see how it compares. Alright, so after listening back and forth with the Earfun Air Pro 2, Moondrop NEKOCAKE, as well as the Sparks here, we can definitely draw some conclusions here. First of all, the Earfun is the more like generic V-shaped sound. So its vocals are much more recessed, but it's got much more bass boost as well as like a slight treble boost there just to keep things balanced and clear on the higher ends. I don't think the sound quality is comparable to the Moondrops because these two has kind of like the same aim right there. It's like the Moondrop sound, but the limitation and the differentiating factor between the two is gonna be the budget. So the drivers are different and you can really hear that the Moondrop Sparks is better within the 5 seconds. It's that stark of a difference. But I'm not saying that the NEKOCAKE is bad, because this Sparks is basically twice the price and it competes with like the best sounding earbuds out there. For example, the Edifier NeoBuds Pro, as well as the much more expensive Sony WF-XM4s. So taking a look at that perspective of a $50 earbuds, you get an ANC earbuds, you get attention to detail, even down to the cat voice. I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I've never seen a product like this. But yeah, it's so cute and it's so unique, You've never seen anything like this before, even though it's not the best build quality around, not the best sounding around, but it's great for the price. And down the line, if you see any discounts, then this NEKOCAKE is gonna be an even better purchase. So that's pretty much it for the NEKOCAKE. We're gonna move on to the Earfun Free Pro 2 now. This is the successor to the Feel T1 Pro that I have right here. We are going to compare it as well. And I'm going to have the Feel T2 Pro as well coming later. So do stay tuned for that. Unfortunately, I don't have the first gen Earfun Free Pro, but it's basically this thing with a slightly different tuning, like a more bassy one. But let's see if the ANC and transparency and later in the full review, the mic quality, if that improves over the Feel T1 Pro, which if you didn't know yet, this is like one of my favorite earbuds ever. Anyway, let's take a look at the backside here. We have ANC of up to 40 decibels. That's a pretty bold claim right there, because usually when they touch 40 decibels, they're gonna be good. And otherwise, nothing really noteworthy here. Wireless charging is still there. Volume control is there, which is good. And also, we've got 6 hours plus 24 of the earbuds and the case respectively. Okay, let's open the box now and we'll see. Oh, that's pretty nice. This reminds me of the first time I unboxed the Feel T1 Pro, because it has this similar style of unboxing. Wow, but come on, are you kidding me? That is tiny. Whoa. Okay, you know what? Cannot hold my excitement right there. Let's unbox this right now. Oh my goodness, wow. How come you fit like 24 hours inside this case and still like 6 hours? What the? We have 420 milliamp hour battery here, so it's a little bit less than the Feel T1 Pro, which has 500 inside. But I guess the increased efficiency of the chip inside here makes up for the battery difference. That's why it still has the same amount of battery rating. Gone are the days we have this glossy look there, which attracts fingerprints like crazy. But now we have this matte, like space gray look, which is amazing. Oh, unfortunately, that LED there is no longer color coded, so that's only white, just like the Feel T1 Lite. We still have this LED up here, we still have this ear fin, pretty much the same, and inside here we've got a metal mesh now, which is very nice. Let's check out the rest of the box. Anything else? Why do we have a, how do you call it, like a Q-tip? All right, here we go. So we have 3 more pairs of different ear tips here. We have like the extra small one. These are tiny. And for the ear fins right there, we have like the standard ear tips, but we also have the option to remove the ear fin entirely and make it bigger if you have like a large ear concha. Charging cable here, this uses USB Type-C, and yeah, it's got like a decent length to it, you know, like a usable length, let's say. As well as here is, you know, some instruction manuals basically. That's good. Now let's check out the earbuds, and I'll pull up my phone right here and we'll see how the pairing process goes. Usually just open the case and then it'll be here. Earfun Free Pro 2, there you go, very fast. And just press and pair, there you go. SBC AAC, just as before. I'm gonna turn on AAC right there. And there you go. Okay, before we talk about and compare the sound quality, I'm gonna compare the ANC first because it claims 40 decibels. You know, it would be interesting to compare this to the other ANC recommendation I've got from Earfun, starting from the Earfun Free Pro 2. That's good. That's good. Yeah, the ANC is very good. It's almost as good as the Earfun Pro 2 here, which blocks out some of the bass of my own voice. So I only hear like the upper register of my own voice, which is quite weird. And also the AC sound, that's entirely gone. Really good. That is a remarkable improvement over the previous VLT1 Pro, which is actually pretty good right here. Yeah, it blocks like almost 100% of the AC noise, but it doesn't, you know, start to block the bass side of my own voice. I can still, you know, like the bass just like reverberating all around my head right here. Whereas talking with ANC on the Earfun Free Pro 2, it feels lighter and less of a burden to yourself. Okay, comparing this to the Earfun Air Pro 2, it feels like the Free 2 is cleaner when it comes to like that background hissing. Maybe because I've got like the pre-production version of the Air Pro 2 here. They said they fixed like some of the electronic noise issue on the left side. But yeah, this pair is very clean. Okay, let's try and compare the transparency mode now. It's called ambient mode. Oh, okay, and it sounds good, you know, in a sense that you can hear what's around you pretty clearly, like the AC sound that sounds natural now. I mean, I don't have much going on beside me, but my own voice, that sounds like I'm talking on a mic on a stage somewhere. When you say like S and the word T, you have like that extra sibilance. You have that sibilance whenever you're listening to your own voice. So that's a first. I've never heard that with any transparency mode before, so it's not like the most natural thing in the world. Let's compare it to the VLT1 Pro now. Okay, so this one, you know, the transparency mode is just so, you know, they give you like a transparency mode where they only focus on human noise, not so much on the environment around you. So that AC noise on the VLT1 Pro is still kind of blocked. But yeah, let's compare this to the Earfun Air Pro 2 now. So it does have about the same amount of like environment noise coming in, but when it comes to your own voice, you still have like your bass reverbing around your head. Earfun Free Pro 2, it's less of an issue, but that sibilance is really something that I'm not used to. I don't know which one to say it's better, but yeah, it's got that sibilance over the SS. But I think I do enjoy it. You know, I can play with this all day. Anyway, let's try and listen to some music. We're gonna compare it to the VLT1 Pro, Earfun Air Pro, and I'll tell you how it sounds. Alright, so just finished comparing the Air Pro 2 versus Free Pro 2 and my VLT1 Pro on Rain with Cappuccino by Yorushika, a Jew rock song. And I can say, just like before, you know, when Moondrop have their own sound signature, then Earfun has their own sound signature as well. And it's gonna be the V-shaped sound where, you know, strong bass and clear highs. But in this case, it feels like the VLT1 Pro with bass on steroid. It does have that clarity of the Feel T1 Pro. It does have the detail, the instrument separation just as good as the Feel T1 Pro, which is a winning formula. But it's like the Feel T1 Pro, you put it on bass EQ, that's basically the Earfun Free Pro 2 is. Unfortunately, there's no app that you can change the EQ here, so you're basically stuck with this sound. And I'm guessing that this is the kind of sound that you get with the first generation Earfun Free Pro. I don't hate it. In my opinion, it's a better product than the Earfun Air Pro 2. But again, it's slightly more expensive, going at 80 bucks. Whereas on the Earfun Air Pro 2, you can, get it much cheaper than that on sales. Feel T1 Pro. I recommended 1 year ago, and right now you have a much better ANC, a somewhat better transparency. Even though it's not my favorite, it's still pretty useful, but it's got the same great sound, even more compact design now. I probably like this better than the Earfun Air Pro 2, honestly, because I generally like small things. So anyway, that's pretty much it for the first impression and the unboxing of all these products. Thank you so much for watching, for staying tuned until this very end of the video. Stay tuned for the full review. I'm gonna be reviewing all of these products. They're gonna get their own dedicated review in the following weeks and months. So stay tuned, stay subscribed. Thank you so much for watching. Please use the affiliate links down below to help me support the channel. And that's gonna be it from me today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Kenneth. I hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.